Well, boys, it's finally almost over. The international break almost behind us. That means we've got Premier League football this weekend. Let's get into it. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from a collection of friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. With me tonight is Brad. He supports Chelsea. Sean, he supports Tottenham. And joining us is our resident Geordie. We got Joel with us tonight. He supports Newcastle. Not actually from Newcastle, but you get the tag, I guess. Whatever.
He isn't orange, so that would remove him from being a Geordie, right?
Yeah. So
the fake tan.
You would know more than I do, apparently.
Bruh, that orange on your shirt,
Yeah.
Well, Joel, as always, thank you for joining us. We really do appreciate. How have you been?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. I'm doing well. I cannot wait for the international break to be over. I think it's mind-numbingly dull, and I'm excited for the Premier League to be back. But I'm doing well. I appreciate you guys reaching out and inviting me back on. It's always good fun.
Fantastic. Well, yeah. So what we got tonight, we've got a look at match week 4 coming up this weekend. It's the second weekend in September. We'll have all 10 games spread out across 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and there are some interesting fixtures coming up that we'll get into. But before we dig too deep, if you could hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell if you're on YouTube, if you're on one of the podcast sites, follow, rate, review, whatever the platform allows. That really does help us. Hit the share button, put it on your socials, send it to a family member, somebody you know who's interested in football or soccer. All those things really help us out tremendously. So, match week 4. Still can't look at the Premier League table because it's worthless. Doesn't mean anything.
Yes, you can.
No,
yes, you can.
I said that, and I hadn't thought about the fact that with 4 people on the podcast, I don't have a scene set up on our recording software that will show all 4 of our faces and the league table. So I led myself to pull up the league table in the background and just keep moving, but I'm not going to do it anymore because it would look really bad. So we're skipping right past that part.
I can give you a quick rundown if you want.
No, you guys used to lambast me for doing rundowns. You used to tell me not to read it. So we're not reading.
Yeah, because you read all the information for every team.
Whoa.
All the way down. See, watch this. Let me show you how a professional host does this. Top 4, we've got Man City, Liverpool, Brighton, and Arsenal. It's still early though. Newcastle sitting in the European slot in the 5th place. Brentford, Aston Villa, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest, and Tottenham round out the top 10. Chelsea in their familiar spot in 11th, looking right at home. Fulham, West Ham, Manchester United, and Leicester round out the top 15. Crystal Palace and Ipswich round out the safe positions, while Wolves, Southampton, and Everton are in the relegation zone. That's how you do it efficiently.
How long? Talking smack because he has 1 extra goal scored.
How long do you think that took you, Sean?
23 seconds.
It was 31 seconds.
I'm not far off.
Yeah. But the problem is that like there's very little context. How far away is Newcastle from the top 4? How safe?
It doesn't matter. It's
Ipswich?
week 4.
I know. It doesn't matter. Okay, we're in the weeds. Should we start with the big one? Should we start with what?
Is there a big game this week? Is there?
I would
important?
contend that the North London Derby is the second biggest fixture in England, behind United Liverpool.
That's my probably contention. Right.
Joel, do you disagree?
I agree that Liverpool Man United is first.
Why did you just laugh at that?
Yeah, because that means he disagrees with you as the number 2 team.
It means I don't know what number 2 is. I think Liverpool Man United is a clear. That's the biggest game, and agreed. I don't know what.
That's the one. It's like Duke UNC basketball. It's like Michigan Ohio State football. It's even non-fans sit down and watch Liverpool United, right?
Yeah, I mean it's the biggest outside Real Madrid, Barcelona. It's probably the biggest club game in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Aston Villa fans are putting that on their calendar and they're saying, "Oh, I need to make sure I watch Liverpool United."
It's a global event. It will get hundreds
Yeah.
and hundreds of millions of people
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
it
yeah.
around the world. Yeah.
But North London Derby can't be far behind.
No, I think there's so many games. I think there's so many big rival games that could occupy number 2. I don't know.
The other one could be United Arsenal. That's a big game as well.
Man United Arsenal historically is huge. Liverpool Everton obviously geographically huge. Not in terms of quality of teams anymore. Arsenal Chelsea London Derby huge.
I think that the North London Derby is a little bit more impactful than the Arsenal Chelsea game, just from a proximity perspective. Geographically, they're just so close. But regardless, there's a North London Derby this weekend.
Wow, so early.
Did you guys know? Actually, interestingly enough, we've had North London derbies fairly early in the season for the last couple years. This one is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. I don't know if it has an official name yet. We'll call it the NFL London Stadium. This is the early game on Sunday. So Spurs host Arsenal after the international break. Sean, what say you?
I say, we're going to go out there and give it 110%. We're going to try really hard. Everybody's going to, I don't know.
Everybody's going to have fun.
Yeah, everybody's going to have fun.
Orange slices at halftime.
What is all the, how much coach jargon can I shove into this? The guys pregame are going to be ready to run through a brick wall, all gas, no brakes, I just hate coach speak so much. They just just say that stuff, and it's nonsense. It's freaking nonsense. Anyways,
okay.
Actual on the field stuff, right?
Yes.
All right. Odegaard's out. That hurts you. You talked about Calafiori.
Maybe we don't know. So we're recording this podcast slightly early this week, so it's only Monday for us, and there's a possibility that the scans after the Norway game reveal it's not as bad and he's day to day. I am at this point not expecting him to play, but we don't know definitively. He could potentially play, but I don't think he will.
So that gives me hope because Odegaard physically is more imposing than anybody we have even on the bench at midfield. So physically, he's a big guy and he's
Odegaard? Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, isn't he 5'10", 180?
But you're saying he's
more... am I not?
Yes, sure. Yeah. But you're saying he's
more James Madison?
But
140 pound SAR?
You're speaking about him as if he's
a bruiser.
Thomas Yaya Toure.
He's a big physical midfielder. He's hard to push off the ball. So that gives us a little bit more advantage to be able to overwhelm your midfield, is what I'm saying. I'm not worried about it.
But why would you say that about Odegaard, but not Partey or Declan Rice or Kai?
I'm worried about Partey. Partey's too big and can't move, so we just go around Partey.
All right. Yeah.
Declan Rice at 6'2".
No, he's too long.
You're right.
His
Declan Rice, I am worried about. But when you put the three together, it's overwhelming.
Oh, but Declan Rice is suspended.
Wait,
Rice is suspended. Yeah, Rice is out too. Screw him. Yeah, no, midfield's overrun. Your midfield's overrun.
All 150 pounds of 5'10", Martin Odegaard is going to bully everybody on the Tottenham.
Yeah, but he's a stout 150. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Wow.
It was a mistake to go to Sean first. Clearly.
Listen, I understand what he's doing. He's trying some reverse psychology here, so that the Tottenham midfield will dominate. And I can understand that. I don't get it. I wouldn't do it myself. But I can understand it.
So I will be honest with you. I am not reverse psychologying here. I'm not trying to play magic tricks. I am concerned about this game because of the Rice suspension and now the Odegaard injury. We 3 weeks ago, Arsenal had 2 very capable deputies to come into that Martin Odegaard spot in either Emile Smith-Rowe or Fabio Vieira. And now Emile Smith-Rowe plays at Craven Cottage and Fabio Vieira is on loan at Porto. And so now all of the Martin Odegaard replacement is gone. So I guess there's some talk that Ethan Winieri, our 17-year-old wonder kid, could fill that role, but he's less creative than Odegaard in the sense that Odegaard's going to find that final pass. He is more of a 10 than an 8, whereas Winieri is more of an 8 than a 10. And so that that like find the final pass, kill the game off type player that Odegaard is, I think we're going to be desperately missing him if he's not playing. I think we're going to see a midfield of like Jorginho, Partey, and I don't know. Like,
who's this Mikel? Well, isn't Mikel Marino hurt too?
Yeah, Gabriel.
So it's gonna be
broke his shoulder.
Jorginho, Havertz,
probably.
Yeah,
and then the talk is
right there.
What?
I said that's a slow moving midfield right there.
Yeah, it's not a particularly dynamic, aggressive like. Unless maybe you put like Sterling in the midfield, try and let him play kind of a 10.
Yeah, do that. Yeah. Raheem Sterling, best 10 Chelsea ever had, bro. Like, I'm so sad we left him to you guys. Yeah.
One thing I meant to bring up, but I got distracted by Odegaard.
He does that
is that Solanke will be back. So he was relatively available for the third game. They just decided to hold him out one more, just because then it meant he gets the extra 2 weeks to rest as well. So Solanke will be back, and he is less prone to get pushed around by your big center backs.
I mean, maybe
more so than Son or Richarlison. Yeah,
sure. But I mean, like my center,
and he's also
bully. He's also Erling Haaland. So I'm just
they do bully everybody. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, Solanke's less likely to be bothered by that.
Fair. Joel, what were you gonna add in there?
I was gonna say, so we've talked about it. James, Sean, what's going to happen? What's the score going to be?
This has got 3-1 Arsenal all over it.
Okay. James.
Ooh.
Or I guess 1-3.
So I'm going to pick Spurs to beat us. I don't know the score. I do think Spurs are going to win this game. Just because I think that we're not going to have the fluidity that we need. And I don't think that when the midfield is so chopped and changed, I think that's going to impact Arsenal way more than other teams. Our midfield is very it's very dynamic, and it requires certain qualities that I think will not be there. So,
all right.
James is tossing out picks of the weeks. Pick of the week. We know he always picks against Arsenal. It's his thing. It's his reverse psychology. This is going to be a battle of reverse psychologies. Joel, you are the guest, so I'll let you should probably pick last, right? Or you want to pick now?
I think Spurs are going to win this one. Score, I don't know. Probably a close game, 2-1, something like that, 1-0. But I do think it's a perfect setup for Spurs. Arsenal have problem, assuming Odegaard's out.
Yes.
And Calafiori's out. I do think that I think Spurs, while they haven't had the best start, I think they're going to really gather momentum, especially if Solanke's starting as well. If he's back, that's going to bolster their lineup a little more. I just think Spurs, it's set up for Spurs to win this one.
Well, Joel, you have a really unique out of us, other than me, you have a unique perspective on this because Spurs have played Newcastle already. So you're well versed in this iteration of Tottenham and what they look like in a game. So what is your true estimation of? Obviously, it's 2 rough goals. We're never going to stop that. No one's ever going to stop that. The first goal, I'm blanking on the name of who scored it, but
Barnes.
Barnes. It was brilliant. No one's ever stopping that. But the second goal was just a mental lapse and a product of having a high line, and that's the risk you run, right?
Yep. Spurs were caught out. It was a brilliant second goal. that split the whole midfield and defense wide open. But Spurs had countless chances that they didn't take, and I do think if Solanke was in there, he probably would have scored. Spurs created a lot, but our defense was really good, and also Spurs were wasteful. It was a mixture of both. And so I don't know. I can't see Spurs not scoring on Sunday. I think they'll score, and I think they'll win.
You know what? Make this spicy so that one of us, of the four of us, gets a point on the picks of the week. It's a draw. Going for the draw.
Well, the good thing about this is these are not official picks.
Yes, they are.
Those will go in on Friday on Discord, Brad.
This will be on the line. Right, but all of your picks will be this.
No.
Yes.
No, that's not how this works, Brad. Not how this works.
Exactly what a pick of the week is that we are setting our picks. Our one pick
we did
out
not
of the 10 games.
Yes,
we did.
Timeout.
Brad's
Never.
Brad's making up rules.
I said we're doing a pick of the week that will be our pick.
No, you said
for the
pick.
picks.
You said pick of the week, as in like this is the game that we think is best for the fans, Brad. That's how I interpreted it. Guys, now everyone can see what we're working with here at Red Card Radio.
I think we should do a pick of the week. Whatever the big game that we preview, we should give our predictions.
Yeah, I gave a prediction, but it's not my pick.
That is your pick of the week. That's why it's called Pick of the Week segment.
Joel.
Yeah.
Newcastle have Wolves this weekend.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about that game?
I think we'll win. I'm confident of Newcastle win.
Ooh, quick with it. The Molineu's not easy to play at now.
Well, Wolves look way down. Like I am really impressed with Wolves. I just think I think we're too good, too powerful. Midfield's too good. I think we're too quick on the break.
News report recently is that Trippier wants out. How does that? How do you feel about that?
I love Trippier. I think he's great. It'll be sad though because was captain. Would probably have been relegated without him in that first season. But he's 33, 34. He's not going to get in ahead of Livramento, so he's not going to get much first team action except for if Livramento is injured or a FA Cup third round match, that type of thing. If he wants to go, there's no Newcastle fan be annoyed at him.
Okay.
So if it happens, it happens. Hope he stays, though. I do hope he stays. I think he'll be really valuable this season if he stays.
Invaluable depth, that is.
Yes.
To be able to your backup right back is Kieran Trippier. That's you're happy with that.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, and Sean, I don't know if you remember this, but the last game at the Molineux, they let in 6 goals. Don't know if you remember that.
Oh, Wolves did.
Yeah, at the Molineux. Yeah. They let in 6 goals. So I'm with Joel on this one. This is an easy smack from Newcastle.
Easy smack.
Easy. I'll go with a 2-1 win, something like that. I don't think it'll be easy. You know what? Yeah, I do. I think we'll win 3-0. I've changed my mind.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think Wolves are getting a goal here.
Technically speaking, the last game at the Molineux was the FA Cup second round, in which they won. But last game in the league, I'll give you credence on.
Who did they beat?
Burnley. They beat Burnley.
Okay. All right.
So higher end Champions League.
You know what? You're right.
Championship.
Burnley and Newcastle, same, but different.
I was just giving Wolves a little bit more credit. All right.
I think Wolves have had a tough start to the season. They had Arsenal and Chelsea, and then they went away to Nottingham Forest. They drew Nottingham Forest. The Arsenal game was fairly close for a while. They got blown out by Chelsea, which I think was probably a surprise to most people, except for Brad, of course.
Wolves looked really good against Arsenal. That's where my confidence comes from. They give you guys a little bit of trouble.
They looked good until the second goal. Once they gave up the second goal, they kind of rolled over at that point. But yeah, no, I agree with you in principle, Sean. I agree with you in principle. I think it should be a fairly good game, but I do think that Newcastle had too much for them.
Tonali looks really good since he came back. And
Does he?
Yeah, he looks like he hasn't missed. I don't know if you saw, he got a really, really good assist for Italy versus France, like a kind of back heel assist in the air. It was really impressive, and he just looks like he hasn't missed a game.
Italy slapped France around.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, when everybody else has played 100 games since you last kicked the ball, like you should be the most fresh. You should be looking the best. I get rust, but as a midfielder that's a deep lying playmaker that can pick out those passes, like yes, it is impressive that he's playing this well afterwards, but it's also like
but there's a sharpness to like not playing at that level. So like you can only do so much on a training field, and he had to train alone away from the club. It's not like he was able to be at the facilities. He was like suspended, right?
No, he was training with the team.
Oh, for the
the
last
entire
year?
time. Yes.
That's what I asked.
Yes.
A couple of weeks ago. I was like, "Is Sonali at the facility?"
Yes.
I don't know what their Cobham is called, but whatever their facility.
But still, there's a match fitness, match sharpness in the stadium.
Sure.
Like,
agreed.
Yeah. But either way, it's very important how he's come back, and I think him, Tonali, Bruno, Joelinton in midfield is just too good for most.
Want to talk about a bruising midfield? Joelinton and Bruno Guimaraes. Like that's a stout.
And then Tonali, he's not a small guy either.
No,
he's certainly bruisier than Odegaard.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, that 150 pounds is stout compared to. Hold on. I didn't look up Tonali's weight yet.
Listen, you guys have seen Brad Pitt in Fight Club. All right, 150 pounds can look really strong. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's got an inch. He's 5'11", and he's got 26 pounds on Odegaard.
All right.
Basically the same player. Basically the same player.
I see here in our rundown that we have some trivia coming up. So if you're still listening, you want to stick around for trivia at the end here. So we only have time for one more game. So Brad, which game are we looking at? What's the last game we look at before trivia?
I mean, one Chelsea's going to be boring. Chelsea's going to dominate that. So we went with Sean's pick. Sean, if he doesn't think so, then we can switch this up and go away from Fulham, West Ham, the London Derby. But that was the one that you said that you were very interested in, and I see it. Fulham are playing well. West Ham are playing well.
I just think it's going to be a good game. Everybody thinks Fulham's going to get crapped on by everybody, but I don't. West Ham seem a little lost without the boss, without the gaffer, Mr. David Moyes. Yeah, I think this is going to be more interesting than people think.
I agree with you that it's going to be interesting. I think Lopetegui is still trying to kind of like instill his style at West Ham. I mean, West Ham under Moyes was fairly regressive on the counterattack. Lopetegui does not play football that way. So like his Wolves teams were always more interesting and things like that. So I think that that's an interesting setup, but I also think that Fulham are by far the best kind of middle table team, and let me tell you why. Bernd Leno, Alex Iwobi, Emile Smith-Rowe, Reece Nelson. Those 4 players are going to carry Fulham to a top half finish this year.
Is that the Arsene? Is that the Arsene Wenger special?
He's done it again, lads.
You forgot the best player on the team. So I saw
If you say Anthony Robinson, I am kicking you out of this call. Oh my!
Listen. I saw a first 3 game top 11 that had the usual suspects. We've got Erling Haaland, we've got Saliba, we've got Romero, we've got our normal usual suspects. At left back, voted by many people, the best left back in the league was Anthony Robinson through the first 3 games. Voted on by many experts.
You sound like a certain political candidate who likes to tout many experts in the polls when you say that. So
I don't know what you mean by that, but
you sure do.
Please proceed.
I like to use my eyes. I think Anthony Robinson has been good this year. Like, don't get me wrong. But I see him play a lot for the United States, and he is not.
That's because he's playing with 10 other morons.
I'm just saying, man,
and he doesn't know what to do. When he gets back to his club with actual people who understand the football, he's free to actually play his position.
Where do you
when
rank
he
him?
gets with
timeout? Like legitimately, where do you
legitimately
Sean Whiteheart _ Sean? Where does Whiteheart _ Sean legitimately rank Anthony Robinson in the pantheon of Premier League left backs right now? Not the pantheon, but like the current left backs.
So that's really tough. And here's why it's tough. Because is Timber a left back?
Yeah, I think so.
Or does he just play left back?
I think in
and here's why I'm asking
in the
this,
Dutch league, he played as a center back.
My next question is going to be: is Tomiyasu a left back? Because I think both of them play left back better than Anthony Robinson, and that's just a compliment to you.
Okay, all right, I'll take it.
I was so confused on where you were going and what, what? So
when they play left back,
Anthony Robinson is an amazing player and he's going to do all this stuff, but then the two
now here
backups comes to left back at Arsenal are better than him.
No, they're starting. They rotate starting.
Well, Tomiyasu hasn't.
Tomiyasu played a lot last year.
Yes,
and Timber is. Zinchenko is not the starter.
I think if Arsenal is fully fit, it's Timber right now. I think if Arsenal's fully fit,
Timber
is
the left
Timber
back
right now.
Which it'll probably end up being what, Calafiori?
Calafiori, I think, has been bought more as center back cover than. But this is the Arteta is in love with defenders that can play across the back line. Like literally, he just wants to have a team of 22 defenders who can play across the back line, and he's going to be the happiest man on earth.
Why am I misplacing the City? I'm not placing the City left back.
Vardiol.
Who is that?
Vardiol.
Another center back.
Or Ake.
So I've got the same situation there.
Andy Robertson.
I would say
Udogie.
I would say
Dallo.
I'd say
Cuckoo.
all healthy. I think Anthony Robinson is probably 5th or 6th.
James, I saw that face, and I would normally agree with you, but on current form, Cucurella is in the conversation.
Current form of 3 games.
Current form when he's in a Spanish uniform. He absolutely forgets how to play football when he's in a blue uniform. When he's in red, he's like, oh yeah, here we go. It's easy.
He's been very good this year. He finished the year strong. And I'm a Cuckoo hater.
I think it's
he's an agent of chaos that I do not want on my team, but he's been playing very good at left back.
I think it's the opposite of Anthony Robinson. When he's playing with Chelsea, he's like these other 9 people, outfield players, are morons. I have no idea what they're doing. And then he gets with Spain, and he's like, oh yeah, this is easy.
I think I could give you maybe like 8th in the league.
Joel, where do you rank Anthony Robinson?
I haven't watched enough of him, but I've seen highlights. I think he's grabbed a couple of assists. Fulham aren't a team high up on my watch list, I'll be honest.
Sure.
Would I take him at Newcastle right now? I don't know. I don't know if I'd take him as a left back probably over Dan Burn, because Dan Burn turns slower than milk. But would I take him over Lewis Hall? Probably not. But again, I don't watch a whole lot of Fulham. That's just being honest. But
fair enough.
He's probably a good player. But right now, would I take him at Newcastle? Probably not.
I don't think we meant. I don't think we meant for this to devolve into the Anthony Robinson debate.
Apologists.
Yeah.
Apologists / antagonists.
This game is one of the midday Saturday fixtures. So like East Coast of America, that's the 10 a.m. kickoff. It is from Craven Cottage, so that should be a good one. Good London derby in the middle of the match weekend. But yeah, there's a handful of other games. I know we could have talked about Southampton Man U if we had more time. That one could be interesting. I think we're all looking forward to Aston Villa putting 12 goals past Everton. That'll be fun.
Yes.
And so City and Liverpool are going to beat the ever-living snot out of Brentford and Forest, respectively. It should be a fairly good match weekend. I think we're looking forward to it.
You got a couple of
spicy.
This is the important part, though.
Speaking of spicy, let's get to some spicy trivia. Let's see how dumb the three of us are.
Let's do it.
Right.
I'm ready. I've got my pad of paper. I've got my pen. I am prepared to write something.
According to Joel, there is no paper needed. This is all off the top of the head. We don't need to accrue any lists.
Oh gosh.
So,
no.
Let me explain the rules here. So no pen and paper. It's first to the buzzer. You each get one guess. First to get it correct. You cannot come back in. You can't guess again until everyone else has guessed, and then I'll say.
Oh, so this is like the football filling quiz.
It's exactly like that.
All right, I'm tracking.
Fair enough.
5 questions. The last question has a bonus point if needed. Okay, so there's no tiebreaker, but there is a bonus point if needed.
Does any of these questions involve the table? Should I put that away? Would that help me?
You do not need the table. Won't make a difference.
Won't make a difference.
It's gonna be really funny when you ask 4 questions and we can't answer any of them.
So they're all about this specific season. That's the fun part.
All about the current 2024-2025 season. Some of them you're going to be probably get to it. The others are going to be. I've got a question here that's really quite hard to get.
All right,
I'm ready. Okay. I'm ready. All right, number 1.
Okay, so who scored the first goal of this Premier League season? Looking for the player, not the club.
It was.
I know the game.
United.
I
United.
know the game.
Was it Xerxes?
Yep. Sure.
Yeah. Shoot. Good job, Sean.
Okay.
1-0.
Yeah.
All right.
You guys suck.
All right. So we all know Haaland has got the most goals this season so far, but who currently has the most assists with 4?
Cole Palmer.
Brad, you got that one.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, dang. Because he had the hat trick of assists. Yeah.
Yeah.
1-0. Okay.
All right.
Last place, James.
Which player received the first red card of the season?
Declan Rice.
Nope.
Oh, no. I know which game it was now.
Oh, I can't think of his name.
Oh.
I'm going to text you, Joel.
Char.
Fabian Schär. Yeah. I think he's right on that one.
Yeah, you got it right.
Give me my second point.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
man.
Cool. That's cool.
I just spat out the first red card that I knew had happened in the Premier League season without thinking.
Yeah. It was
I knew it was Newcastle, but I was trying to think which center back it was.
Oh, that's good.
Stupid red card. All right, so the score is...
It was a terrible red card.
2-1-0. Okay, 2 questions left and a bonus point. So, James, you're not out of it.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. I'm shutting it down right now.
This is a really hard question that's actually... I'm looking at it again. I shouldn't have done this. But who has successfully completed the most passes this season? Yeah.
It's got to be a Tottenham player, right?
Throw a name out.
It's got to be a Tottenham player.
Because this is so hard, I will give you guys a clue. This player plays for one of our teams.
Oh.
It is a Tottenham player. All right. So it's got to be...
Who has completed the most passes?
Who's played? Because we rotate the midfield, so it's got to be like Romero.
I'll let you all guess, and then I'll give you another clue. No, it's not Romero. So I'll give you another.
Not
clue.
Romero. All right, so I'm out on the first guess, and I'll wait for them to guess.
Yeah.
Colwell?
No.
Lavia.
No. Okay.
No.
Ooh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
The
But he was
next clue is this player is a defender.
Okay. Yeah, I knew I had to be a defender.
I still think it's a Tottenham player.
I mean, it's Van de Ven then.
Van de Ven was injured, so you're out. Brad's out.
All right, Brad, you're out. There's only 2 rounds of guessing. Actually, no, this is stupid.
I'm gonna go Saliba?
No, not Saliba.
Wow.
Yes, I get my free run at a defender at Newcastle, Chelsea, Tottenham, or Arsenal.
And we've eliminated a lot, so we're running out of people.
If James doesn't guess correctly, I'll give you one more clue.
Okay.
Benjamin White.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
So James can win here with the bonus point.
Get in.
So
Let's go.
2 to Brad, 1 to Sean, 1 to James. Final question.
All right.
Final bonus point. So I will do the first part of the question, and then if someone gets it right, then we'll open up the question. Which player was the most expensive transfer in the Premier League this most recent window?
Which incoming player?
Sorry, yes. Which player was signed by a club, and this player was the most expensive signing of the window?
Solanke.
Is it Dominic?
Yeah.
I was like, damn, am I overthinking this? It's Solanke, right?
Hold up.
Okay.
What was the transfer fee?
Hold on, it's just for me though, right?
No, this is for everyone.
It was 75 million.
65, sure.
Yeah.
So that's finished 2-2-2.
Look at that, guys. That's how RCR does.
We're all not morons, and this was not scripted in any way.
No, 2-2-2. I don't even have a tiebreaker I can think of right now.
Hold on.
So yeah.
Wow.
All right, actually no, tiebreaker. Slovenia played Kazakhstan today. Who won?
Slovenia.
Kazakhstan.
Slovenia won. There we go. Brad wins.
All right.
Brad wins. I just want y'all to know this. He said Brad wins.
Yeah, you won.
I'm changing whatever title you put, James. I'm going and changing the title to Brad Wins Trivia.
No one on this podcast is going to question your dedication to Eastern European football. Like no one here.
No, that was a good quiz. 2-2-2. Yeah, good stuff.
I am actually really surprised that I got Xerxes. That one came out. That one came out of left field. That one.
I couldn't remember when a goal was scored in that game, and like
I knew it wasn't. I was like, it's not Bruno. I want to say Bruno, but it's not Bruno because he was playing false nine for a while.
I knew for sure. I knew for sure that Xerxes scored. I wasn't sure that it was the first one.
Yeah, so
but there was. Now that I'm looking at it, there was only one. Yeah. Now that I'm looking at it, I knew that he scored. I just forgot that it was 1-0.
And something cool about that quiz, which I didn't realize when I was doing it, 4 of the 5 questions, the answer was one of our clubs. So Palmer for Chelsea, Ben White for Arsenal, Solanke for Spurs, Shah for Newcastle, and then Xerxes.
Yeah. There we go. What a quiz. I hope you guys at home did well.
Yeah. Hey, put your answers in the comments. Let us know how you guys did. If you were faster than us, which you probably were because you pressed pause until you got the right answer. But let us know your first answers and your first guesses. And let's see what happens, especially the question with the defenders or who had the most passes. I want to see what kind of answers we get there. All right, that was interesting. That was a good one, Joel. I almost said Rodri, but I forgot he's out. He's out for all 3 games, so it can't be a City player.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was good. Thanks again, as always, Joel, for joining us. Thank you for your quiz. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Let us drop a comment down below. Let us know what you think. Hit us up on the social medias. Brad is at KSBradG. Sean is at Whiteheart_Sean. I am at James Tiffany. Joel is at Joel Findley 16. Collectively, we are Redcard_Radio. And yeah, this is the only one we've got this week because there's just the games upcoming, nothing to review. So just a preview this week, and we will be back next week with our regularly scheduled program. But until then, enjoy some football. It's back, and we will see you all next week. Good night.